Welcome to lesson 2, Highland Laddie. Click on the link below to check out all the lessons as well as the sheet music there. Another just little chunk of music here, mostly so you get really comfortable with this first little bit of Highland Laddie, because this part repeats, repeats multiple times throughout the tune. This first little bit, and when you just hear this first part playing, it's like, oh, I know that's Highland Laddie. So I want you really comfortable with this first chunk of music. So we will tag this little bit onto what we did in lesson 1. And here's what we're working on in lesson 2. So not a very big chunk, but we will pair it on with that lesson 1 chunk. And really this is just the timing of this little bit is so key here. So we really want to get the timing of these notes. So we're starting on the high A. We ended off lesson 1 on that high A. So we're already on the high A. Bottom hand, pinky's up, top hand, thumb is off, top 2 fingers are off, ring fingers down. We're walking down the scale all the way from high A down the scale to D. But again, timing's important. Before we get to timing, just the note transitions, A to high G. So just talking about finger movements with those note transitions, and then I'll give you an option of embellishment that I tend to throw in there as well. So high A to high G, the thumb comes on the chanter on the back, and the ring finger comes off. Bottom hand stays in that low A position. This high G to F, just the top finger comes on the whole. Bottom hand does nothing. Here, F to E, just simply bring down that second finger onto the chanter. And then the tricky transition, which if you practice the ambulance sounds from lesson 1, you'll have it nailed now. E to D, so lots of fingers on the move here. So with that transition, the bottom hand, pinky finger comes down, all the other fingers come up. At the same time, the top hand, ring finger comes down. That's our E to D transition. And again, that's our ambulance noise, or fire truck noise, if you will. So let's talk about timing of these. So it really is that high A, and then it kind of goes long, short, long, short. High A, high G is long, F is short, E is long, D is short. And then that last note of this chunk, from that D, we hop up to F. We're skipping the E altogether. So D up to F, that transition, bottom hand goes to the low A position. So all the fingers are down except the pinky's up. Top hand, we lift up not just the ring finger, but that middle finger as well. And that top finger and thumb stay on the hole. So all that has to happen at the same time. From that D up to F, you can get there with that G grace note. Again, I'll give you an option for another grace note that I like to throw in here. If you don't do grace notes, check out the link below. You can hop on to lesson 3. So D to F with the G grace note. So the first finger to move to initiate that whole transition is the top finger. The G grace note finger has to lift up first. Then the bottom hand is going to go in the low A position. At the same time, we lift up those other 2 fingers of the top hand. Thumb stays on. And then the last finger to move is going to be the top finger coming down on the chanter. That would be like the slow motion version. So notice the top finger is the first to lift, and then all the other fingers move, and then the top finger is the last to come down. But you're like, Alec, that doesn't sound like a G grace note. No, it doesn't. But you might have to do that a few times just to get your fingers to compute a little bit with your brain. So that's that G grace note. The other place I tend to throw in a G grace note, I tend to throw one in after that first F down to the E. So you really don't have to, but I don't know. I just tend to add that one in. I've seen versions out there with it in. There's lots of different versions for embellishments with Highland Laddie. So if you're working off a version that has that in and you want to learn it, or you just think it sounds cool, we're at the high A, we've done the high G, we've done the F, now we're going from F to E with a G grace note. So that top finger is first to lift, then the second finger comes on, and then the top finger comes down. So that would be the other option for another G grace note if you want to stick that guy in there and get some more G grace note practice. So beats for this second bar of music, our high G gets a beat and our F gets a beat. So you're right, like all those first four notes are all happening in that one beat of music. So the beats you can mark one above the high G, one above that last F. So those would be where the beats are in that second bar. And then let me just play through a couple times nice and slow, and then maybe a couple times a little quicker, these lesson 1 and 2 chunks. So like I was saying at the start of the video, you can get really familiar with that before diving into lesson 3, which is also a free lesson, and you can get that in the link below. So until next time, keep on piping on.